Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about playoffs. I know it's like the season hasn't even begun, but I don't know. I think the rosters are pretty much set unless they make a trade later on. But if that doesn't happen, right, like no big trades, um, then perhaps we can actually see the rosters, like the good teams. So like so far, the good teams on the West are the Clippers, Lakers, Blazers, Nuggets, Rockets, Warriors, Jazz, Kings, Suns, Pelicans, and Mavericks. Um, and I say good as a loose term, right? I'm just talking about the teams with a potential chance of making the playoffs. So first up, we have the Clippers. Of course, they got Kawhi, they got Paul George. They have a deep bench. They're pretty good defensively. And then we have the Lakers. The Lakers are probably the team with the most danger, right? To not make it to the playoffs, which is crazy, right? When you hear people say Lakers might not make it to the playoffs, but we're talking mainly not about skill, right? Nobody's going to question LeBron's skill to be a good passer or whatever it is that you guys want to attribute this man to, but nobody's going to deny he is a great player, right? So if he does get hurt, I don't see the Lakers being able to manage the weak, weak bench that they have to make it to the playoffs, right? Or to win once they are in the playoffs. Especially Anthony Davis, right? He's young, but he does get injured quite often. Um, that's kind of dangerous when you don't have a bench, especially if all the load work is going to be on them. DeMarcus Cousins again gets hurt, and they don't have a bench, right? They have what's his name, Kyle Kuzma. Um, so I guess those are like the main four dudes, but if they get hurt, I don't see this team being successful at pretty much anything. Um, Again, like the main two people that cannot get hurt are Anthony Davis and LeBron. If either of those two get hurt, the Lakers are losing. But they definitely are contending for a championship with the Clippers. Next up, we have the Blazers. The Blazers acquired Hassan Whiteside, which is a good addition to their center, right? I don't know if they still have what's the name? Nurkic, right? Nurkic. I don't know if they still have him. I don't know if he's still hurt. Um, but I do see them being maybe possibly contending if it all works out well, right? If they all mesh well together. But we'll just have to wait and see for that one. The Nuggets. This one, in my opinion, is a team that gets overestimated quite a bit. I don't know the reason why that is, right? I mean, yeah, they did get to the second round. I mean, the second seed. But nobody really thought they were going to beat the Warriors, right? Quite frankly, I thought the Spurs were going to take them. The Spurs were the seventh seed. I thought the Spurs were going to win in 7 games. I said it back then. Well, actually, I did say the Nuggets or the Spurs. Like, I wasn't really sure, but that's the issue. I mean, I was not fully committed to the Nuggets because I just didn't see them being that dangerous. But people are saying that they're dangerous, so we'll just say that they're dangerous as well. So I guess the Nuggets, but I really don't see them contending for anything other than a playoff spot. The Rockets. If it all goes well with Harden and Westbrook, then the Rockets could be contending, but it all has to go well. Now, yes, people will say that they did play together, and that is true. They played together in OKC, but that was a long time ago, right? Harden was not an MVP. Westbrook was not an MVP. Westbrook was not averaging triple doubles, and he is now. So is he going to want to put his stats to the side for winning? Like I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one as well. But if they do manage to play well together, or selflessly, which is a big if, but if they do manage to at least try to play less selfishly, then they could maybe contend. We don't know yet. The Warriors, this is a team that people just brush off for whatever reason. They're still the Warriors, right? They may not have a deep bench, but they still have Curry and Klay Thompson. Now, Klay Thompson is hurt, but they have D'Angelo Russell. Now, the issue here is that we all are assuming that they're going to trade D'Angelo Russell. We're assuming that because they don't have a bench, like I said. It would make the most sense to trade him for a little bit of a deeper bench, or at least, a little more help for the starting five. But who knows what they're thinking right now. For now, I do see them being a playoff team at least. Maybe contending, who knows. We have the Jazz. The Jazz got Mike Conley. They have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. So they're a pretty good team. I don't know if they're contending, right? We still have to wait and see, right? The season hasn't started, but they do look like a pretty good team. Mike Conley is an upgrade to Ricky Rubio, but I don't know if it's going to work out. We just don't know yet. And then we have a bunch of teams that could take the 8th spot. As of now, I believe these are the teams that will make it to the playoffs. Not in that particular order by any means. It's just, the 7, which is Clippers, Lakers, Blazers, Nuggets, Rockets, Warriors, and Jazz. Now, for the 8th spot, we have 4 teams fighting for that spot, which are the Kings, the Suns, the Pelicans, and the Mavericks. Now, you may have noticed that I did say Suns, and you are not delusional. I'm not delusional. I know that the Suns are not known for their playoff appearances, but I do think they have a good young roster, right? They have Devin Booker, they have DeAndre Ayton. Do they have anybody else? I don't know, but I do think they can win if they decided to go that route of winning. I think they're tanking. I'm not sure. That's what it seems like to me. But hopefully this season they can come out and show what they can do, right? The Kings, they got Marvin, they got Buddy, I think, and somebody else. I don't remember who else. But I know the Kings for sure can make the playoffs. The Pelicans, it's kind of wild because, they don't really have that much talent. They have Zion, which if he doesn't get hurt, I do think he is capable of taking them to the playoffs. They got Lonzo, may not be an offensive machine, right? But he can play defense, and he might not be a good shooter whatsoever. I mean, his free throw is atrocious, but he doesn't need to be. He has Zion for that. They have Brandon Ingram. Sorry for the background noise. They have Brandon Ingram. So we'll just have to wait and see how they all adjust. I do think they can make the playoffs, but we'll just have to wait and see, because there's also the Mavericks, which have Luka. They have Porzingis. I believe that's it. So if I left any team out, right? Kings, Suns, Pelicans, and Mavericks, I think those are the teams competing for the 8th spot. If you think I left any team out, please feel free to put it down in the comments. But I think that's like the biggest or best teams in the West. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all soon.